All right, everybody. Thank you guys for stopping through. Glad you guys stopped in. Got a lot to talk about today on our Monday Motivational Power Talk. So let's chime in, folks, and let's get it. Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Good afternoon, folks. Can't say good evening yet because it's not 6 o'clock yet my time, but good evening to those who are watching overseas, or good morning to those people. And good afternoon as well to those who are watching on the East Coast over in California, places like that. So thank you guys for stopping in. I am Jay Hunter Lee. This is our Monday Motivational Power Talk. We do this each and every Monday, unless things come up and I have to make up for it on Tuesday or Wednesday or another day after Monday. But I'm glad you guys stopped in. Do want something to talk to you guys about. And I'm going to give you an update real quick before we do that. As you guys know, we have been delayed on our project to build a smart city over in Libya and Crete Island, Greece. It's not a bad thing. It's still a good thing. It's still going on. We're still excited about it. But we had some delays there due to pandemic stuff and other things because we are hiring millions of people for these projects. And mind you, Morocco is also in this involved in this project. We will be building in Tangier, Morocco. We're going out to Turks and Caicos as well. That's what we get after we get these other places started. Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Belize, down in the Caribbean as well. So there's a lot going on, folks. All of my paperwork has been submitted and has been done and stamped. We're just waiting on the other stuff that comes involved with getting these cities started. So there's a delay there. There's a waiting period. I don't know the time frame of it, but there is a waiting period. So, and the reason I'm sharing this with you is because in the midst of us waiting for these projects to get going because of this delay, I went back to school to finish up my cybersecurity education. And many of you know that I've been talking about it. I started in July, and the great news is I'll actually be finished my school in cybersecurity on February the 26th. So the thing is, we are planning to have, for myself, I have some friends down here in Florida, some very special friends of mine who are going to put together a celebration for me. And we're going to have that celebration on March the 5th. That should be a Saturday. So those of you who are in the Tampa Bay area, if you would like to get an invitation, I would love to have you to come out, send you an invitation so you can come out to the celebration. It's going to be great. We're going to have a little live entertainment there, saxophone, singing, food. The food will be great. So when I send out the invitations, I need a yay or nay so that we'll know the number of people are going to show up, so we'll know how much food we're going to have. Okay, so it's going to be a great time. And after the celebration, we're all going to have an after party. We're going to go party. We're going to do some more partying. So if you're down for that on March the 5th, be ready for that. Just inbox me. Let me know that you would like to attend. Even if you're in the DC area, I would love for my folks to DC to come on down here and help me celebrate my graduation from Kingsland University as a cybersecurity professional. And you guys know the reason I went back to school is not only because we have a delay on our city project, but I also want to get my own contracts in cybersecurity. I want to be able to hire people. I want to expand people's knowledge. I want to help people grow, help people earn six-figure incomes. Okay, that's my goal. In order for me to do that, I need to finish school myself so that I can get the contracts, talk the jargons that they talk in cybersecurity and that stuff. So I'm very, very excited about that, folks. So, and by the way, by me doing these things, this is the reason why, one of the reasons why I am ready for what I'm going to talk to you about, which is, are you ready for a German style depression? First, we want to start out with a shout out. I'm going to say a shout out to Miss S. Bridges. Good to see you. Always a pleasure that you come through. Very, very smart individual. That sister is powerful. She has a wealth of knowledge. You guys, I'm telling you, you need to get in touch with her. You see her name there. She's right on Facebook. Get in touch with her and pick her brain. She talks about a lot of stuff. She knows about the Georgia Guidestones. As a matter of fact, she has visited the Georgia Guidestones, and she went live while she was at the Georgia Guidestones. So you want to know about that? Talk to her. She can give you a little bit more explanation on it. Everything I told you guys was written on those Guidestones. She saw them in person. So reach out to her. I want to give a shout out to Some Space. Good to see you, Some Space. Thank you for stopping through as well. Always a pleasure. Also, Some Space also mentioned that they are ready for a German style depression. Man, I am so proud of you. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad you are, because we all need to be prepared for that, because it's coming. It's inevitable at this point, right? I want to give a shout out to Sylvia Fleming. What's up, little Sylvia? Sylvia just had her 30th birthday. And I think I gave you a happy birthday, Sylvia. But if I did not, please charge that to my head, not to my heart. I deeply apologize if I did not wish you a happy birthday, but I am doing it right now. Happy belated birthday to you. And glad that you have a strong family that's always been behind you since I've known you. What, 7 years now since I've known you here in Florida, down in Tampa. Your children, your husband, your mom has always been the backbone of your support. So happy birthday to you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about this German style depression, folks. And I'm going to be doing some screen sharing as well. I'm not going to do a whole lot. I do have class at 7 o'clock tonight. Let's talk about this German style depression. And then we're going to talk about what you need to do. What you need to do, because believe it or not, those of you who are watching me talk about this right now, you already have the tools to overcome any depression. You already have the tools. The problem, though, is we do not focus on what we need to do. We don't live out our purpose, folks. Majority of us do not live out our purpose. So we're going to talk about that as well. But let's first talk about what a German style depression is. Of course, to make it simple for you, a German style depression is hyperinflation. Hyperinflation. We are already in inflation right now. Okay. So just want you guys to know that up front. We are already in inflation right now. And my screen should be getting ready to come up as we talk about this German style depression. It was a time period between 1929 and 1933. I'm going to read something to you. I'm just going to tag the text, folks. I'm not going to bombard you by trying to read the entire article. I'm just going to tag the text here, folks. But let me blow this up a little bit more for you so you can see this. I want to make sure you guys can see this. A German style depression. Okay, let's go with it. In 1929, as the Wall Street crash led to a worldwide depression, Germany suffered more than any other nation as a result of the recall of U.S. loans, which caused its economy to collapse. Unemployment rocketed, poverty soared, and Germans became desperate. This led to a chain of events that ended in the destruction of German democracy. Now, with the government, let me read this next part. With the government unable to win a majority in the Reichstag, Reichstag laws could only be passed by a presidential decree. Now, back up for a second. If you guys see where it says Reichstag, what is Reichstag? Reichstag was the name of Germany's parliament. Okay, Reichstag was the name of Germany's parliament. So just want you guys to know that. Moving on. As a result, not enough action was taken to tackle the economic and social consequences of the Depression, and Germans increasingly began to look at the political extreme for answers. Folks, this was around the time Hitler had surfaced. The president at the time was President Hindenburg. He appointed Hitler to power under him. He was a chancellor. He was appointed chancellor. Here it is right here, matter of fact. In January 1933, Hitler was appointed chancellor by President Hindenburg. But that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. It's right here, okay? Hitler quickly set out about dismantling government. And this is going to sound familiar here in the United States. I want you guys, I'm going to highlight this, and I want you to read this. I want you to hear this. Okay. Check this out. Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar to you today. Hitler quickly set about dismantling government democracy. He forced the passing of an enabling act through the Reichstag, which is the name of the Germany's parliament, which gave him unlimited powers for years. Now check this, for 4 years. Check this out. Here's the part that's going to get you right here. He then eliminated any potential sources of opposition. Other political parties, trades unions, and even Ernest Röhm, the leader of the SA. Now, why did I really want to tell you that part? Why did I really want to tell you that part? He dismantled the opposition, which means anybody who came up against him and challenged him, whether it's a political stance or what have you, or just did not agree to his agenda, anybody that opposed him was censored. Censored. He wanted the people to believe 100% of what he had to say to them. 100% of what he had to say to them. Now, that's actually how he was able to kill 11 million people. So there's a book written by a gentleman by the name of Andy Andrews. It's called How Do You Kill 11 Million People? I've heard him speak on this. He talks about this just about as better than anybody I've heard talk about that. And he mentioned, and he answered it in a speech one day. He said, how do you kill 11 million people? You lie to them. Anything that came up to challenge Hitler, they got censored. Today, anything that comes up against anybody that's trying to oppose things on you today that is not good for you, get censored. And if they are a real threat, they'll find somebody to say that they raped them or they touched them inappropriately, just so that they can try to destroy their character that way. And if that doesn't work, you already know what probably could happen after that. I'm not going to say it on the podcast. You guys see it. Even if you're a liberal, you see it. The problem, though, is people just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it because they love the idiots that they voted for that's destroying the country, destroying the world. So here we are right now in a depression. I know you guys probably ain't with me for saying all this, but I'm going to spit the facts the way I see it. Somebody might see it differently, but I'm telling you exactly what I see. Before I researched all of this, my father, as a fact, in school, my father educated me on a lot of this stuff. He even told me what I would be facing at the age that I am now. And damn if he wasn't right. Spot on. Spot on. And he also used to tell me, don't even go out there and talk to the other kids about it because they wouldn't understand. My father helped put me ahead of my time as a teenager. So now you know what a German style depression is. It's hyperinflation. We're headed there. I just paid over $10, $40 for 10 gallon of gas today. I even posted it on my Facebook page. And there's a little sticker of Joe Biden on the side pointing saying I did that. But we're going to talk about that though. We're going to talk about that, man. Okay, and I'm going to share some more stuff with you guys. You guys know I don't make this stuff up. I don't want nobody to come back talking crap. Oh, he's making this up. Y'all know who Manchin is, right? He's a Democratic senator. Manchin is a Democratic senator. Senator. Now, I'm only sharing this with you folks before I go into what I want to talk to you about. I'm not a fan of politics, but that's the fuck is killing us right now. It's killing us. I'm telling you right now, Better.com, CEO of Better.com, matter of fact, today, I just saw that today, Better.com CEO just fired 900 people on a Zoom call. 900 people on a Zoom call today. I just saw that today. Better.com, 900 people. He told 900 people on a Zoom call that they're all fired because they're running out of resources. And remember, I told you guys about the depopulation and what happens when companies start to lay people off. They always lay off the least effective people first. In the article, it talked about production. The production was down, hurting their revenue, according to the CEO testimony of this, laid off 900 people on Zoom. Can you imagine? Got another situation. I got another one I'm going to share with you right quick. And we're going to get through these quick, folks. So if any of you are taking notes, you're going to have to write fast because I want to get through this real quick. I don't want to keep you guys, okay? All right. You guys know Senator Manchin, right? Let's talk about Senator Manchin. Should be coming up in a second here. Should be coming up in a second. Just bear with me, folks. I got to wait on the system. It ain't me. I already put it in. I didn't wait on the system, but it's coming. Should be coming up. Here we go. It's coming. You see what that says? Manchin begs Biden. The Manchin is a senator. Manchin begs Biden to revive Keystone Pipeline after strategic oil tap. Now, as you guys know, just about earlier this year, as soon as Biden and administration took over the presidency, one of the first things he did was cancel out the Keystone Pipeline. It's a pipeline, you know, that's from Canada and the U.S. Okay. See, Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat, West Virginia, shrugged at Biden and Biden's administration's release of 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve on Tuesday, describing it as a band-aid on a self-inflicted wound and calling on the president to revive the canceled Keystone Pipeline. So, folks, pretty much what happened here, right? Let me tell you, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a metaphor of what that explains. You take the resources to help your home. Let's just say you took and cut off your own AC unit. Now your house has no AC. Everybody in your house is suffering from AC. And then and you cut your own AC off, go to your neighbor house and pays your neighbor to hook up their AC unit to your house so that you can get AC from their AC unit. You had your own AC, but you cut it off. Go to your neighbor and say, hey man, I'm gonna give you some money every time I need to use your AC. But yours is off. That's exactly what that article, what that paragraph just explained. Earlier this year, I want to say a shout out to Quintina Lee. Good to see you, Quintina, in the building, in the house. Watch your mouth. So we were energy sufficient last year, the last few years, had our own oil production. This guy comes in the office, dismantles it, cut it off, and then show you another article. And then turn oil production back over to Russia and OPEC. And now OPEC got control of the prices again, and the prices are going up. You think your gas prices now was $4.30 and $4.80 and all that kind of crap? Folks, don't be surprised. I'm not going to predict this because I don't want to put this in the atmosphere, but don't be surprised at a $10 gallon price in your gas station pretty soon. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I know y'all gonna be mad at me. I'll probably get somebody to delete me after what I just said, but it's a fact. It's the truth, folks. We're heading into a German-style depression. Keep telling you that. I mean, as a matter of fact, I've been telling you guys that since 2015, 2016, that we're going to be where we are today. I told you guys that 5-6 years ago. All right. Now check this out. Now, our oil supply, our oil production was canceled by this administration here in the United States. If that happened, then where's the oil production going to come from now? Let me share that with you. Our oil production was cut off. We were energy sufficient. So now where's the oil supply? Where are we going to get our oil now? Now we got to pay for our own oil, more money, way more money. Back when, you remember guys last year, gas was like $2 and something a gallon. I could fill my whole tank up on a Mercedes convertible. I could fill that up on $35 to $40. So now he cut off our oil supply, and then waiving sanctions on Russia's pipeline because it's allegedly almost completely finished. Folks, you keep falling for the bullshit, you're going to continue to be poor your entire life. Your entire life. I'm not going to read this article, but it's available. You can look it up. You can Google this article, okay? Biden, who was Russian leader Vladimir Putin the next month in Switzerland for the first time as president, was asked by reporters Tuesday why we're allowing the pipeline construction between Russia and Germany. Between Russia and Germany, despite it undermining NATO and American interests. Folks, of course it's undermining American interests because we don't want to be paying no high-ass gas prices. But I'm not finished. He said because it's almost finished. Who gives a rat's ass about it being almost finished all the way on the other side of the goddamn world? When we had our own production here in the United States, folks, I'm not sharing it. This is not politics. I'm going over just politics. I'm sharing with you why we are heading into a German-style depression. I'm sharing with you why we are currently in an inflation. Why are we heading into a German-style depression, which is known as hyperinflation? Because I got to show you the root of the shit in order for you to understand what I will be saying to you in a few seconds, in a few minutes. So now let's talk about OPEC. Who is OPEC? I'm about to share that with you now. See, I'm done with these articles almost. I'm gonna share with you who OPEC is. I want you to pay attention to this now. I want you to pay attention to this. Who is OPEC? Okay. Let's talk about OPEC. All right. What does this first thing say? What does this headline say? OPEC opens the door to future action and oil prices rise. Watch this, folks. OPEC and its allies, including Russia, stuck on their prime plans to increase production in January, but they say they've already act quickly and need to backstop the market, oil prices. Bam, there it is. Now, folks, this was written on the 2nd. This was just on the 2nd, December the 2nd, just a few days ago. Okay. With that being said, and I'm not going to, you can also look up that. You see it right here. You can go look up Barron's and pull this information off Barron's. So you got to understand, folks, the mainstream media is not going to give you everything. They don't give you the news. They sell narratives. You got to understand that. Okay. That's right. Facts over feelings. Remove your feelings, folks. This is called inconvenient truth. They say truth will set you free, but it'll piss you off first. Okay. We had our own oil production. He canceled that and gave that power over to Russia and OPEC. And that pipeline going from Russia all the way down into Europe. He gave it back to them. Now, what does that mean for the United States economy? What does that mean for your pockets? I'm about to show you that too. Ooh. Over in California. Okay. Over in California. Well, there's some videos on it. I can't show you the video because due to copyright, the sound and everything like that will get censored because I don't own the rights to the video. But I'm gonna try to explain this to you as best I can. Okay. When you have an increase of oil, that means an increase of gas. Because United States now, where we had money from having our own oil production, now we got to spend this money to go buy oil to come from overseas. Don't forget, you got to buy the barrel of oil first. That's increasing by OPEC. Then you got to pay for shipping because that oil is just not here in the United States. That oil got to come across the Atlantic, either Atlantic, probably the Atlantic or the Pacific, or probably both. I don't know. I didn't look into that part, but it got to travel over the water. You got to pay for travel costs. I'm telling you, expenses for foreign matter to be traveled into this country is extremely expensive, people. Extremely expensive. Why? Because if the oil prices go up, what do you think those barges those ships that carry those containers, what do you think they use to travel with? They have to use gas. They have to spend money for gas, which means they have to charge you a lot more. They have to charge you a lot more to ship. They have to charge you a lot more to ship. Look at Amazon and look at the shipping costs from last year compared to this year for any simple item. Look at stuff that you might order online. Look at the shipping costs compared to last year. They have to ship the oil here, just like they have to ship all the other goods here. We talking about our supply chain. That has to be paid for transportation. Transportation called transportation cost. Not only that you buy the product, the oil price go up, so does the price to transport it. And guess what, folks? We didn't have to do that last year. That only came about this year with this new current administration, causing hyperinflation. If you're crying about the gas pump, particularly for my African Americans, because they typically vote Democrat, they don't even listen to any opposition to Democrats. We always listen to who's popular instead of paying attention to their policy. But Black folks, you put them there. When are you going to learn to vote for policy and not for who's popular? You ain't got to like a candidate personally to vote for him. But you got to like the policy. There are a lot of people that I wasn't a fond of in business, but I benefited off of their way of doing business. That's what you got to understand with business, people. You don't have to like the people you do business with. That's why you do contracts. This person, it's just like you in the ocean waiting on someone to throw you a raft. The biggest person you hate in the world could be that one ready to throw you that raft. Are you going to say, hey, hell with you, I don't want no raft from you, and just sit out in the middle of the ocean without a raft and just drown? Or are you going to grab the raft? They don't need to know you don't like them. You ain't got to like them. But they have something that you can benefit from. You take advantage of that. That's business. Most people don't understand business. They too fucking screwed up with their feelings. Feelings does not win, folks. You don't win with feelings. You win with facts. And if you keep listening to these crazy liberal policies, you will never learn that. You will never understand that. A person that don't treat you right is never going to be the person that teach you right. Everything they teach you is designed to keep them exactly in where they are in power and to keep your broke ass poor. Well, Jay, you got to show me the facts. Yeah? Show me your paycheck and I'll prove it to you. Show me your zip code and I'll prove it to you. Show me your health, your family's health, and I'll prove it to you. Show me your wealth plan for the last 5 years and I'll prove it to you. Change your mind, change your income, and change your zip code. Otherwise, you will stay poor and raggedy, still waiting on liberals to save your ass, when God has given you all the power and all the tools you need to save your own. I hope you're happy with what y'all did, because you put them in office. I hope you're happy with that. And why am I so adamant about this time? Because this time around, It's going to be a lot of heads rolling behind all of this crap. A lot of heads are going to roll. A lot of families are not going to eat. They're using this crazy ass vaccine policy to inflict communism on the American people. First, they make you poor, tell you you can't work. And they trying to blame the unvaccinated because of vaccine that doesn't even work. They're going to perish due to the lack of knowledge, just like Stephanie Wynn just said. But here's my problem with this. My problem is not just you're ignorant. I have no problem with ignorance. We all have levels of ignorance in certain areas, in a lot of areas. Ignorance is not the problem with me. The problem with me is you refuse to fix the ignorance. You see, when you refuse to fix ignorance, that's when stupid kicks in. And you can't fix stupid. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. I know it might sound harsh, but how many of you know me to sound any sweeter? Never have I ever been. I've always brought it to your face. I've always brought it from the hip. Why? Because Black folks don't understand it any other way. Got to be rough with us. Information got to be rough getting to us. That's the alpha way of operating. Shape up or ship out. Because that's exactly what they're doing when they're going to gentrify your community. You can't afford to stay there. We already in inflation. Already in inflation. But let's talk about something. Let's talk about what you need to do. Because the question is, are you ready for a German-style depression? So let's talk about what you need to do to be able to sustain yourself during a German-style depression. And folks, we got 3 likes. Come on, folks. Let's get these likes up. Come on, folks. Look, just like my man on Gladiator. I do not entertain. I do not entertain. Let's get these likes up, folks. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Really, y'all, you can show me more love than that. We have somebody on Twitch who are watching via Twitch. I want to give them a shout out. Thank you for stopping through here. Really appreciate it. My man, Hardy Bell, so I be listening, bro. I feel you, man. I really appreciate you, Hardy Bell. You've been listening to me for a lot of years, man. Ever since probably 2015 or something like that. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. So, folks, let's talk about what you need to do. And here's the thing, folks. I've held political office in DC for 3 terms as a commissioner. Before I moved here, before I moved to Florida. I moved to Florida in 2014. Before I moved here, I held a political seat in DC as a commissioner. I advisory neighborhood commissioner. The next step you want to run from there as a council member. Wasn't interested in all of that, right? And I held that political seat as a Democrat. I know how the Democrats operate. I knew even more now as I left the party, how they operate. Because I can step on the outside and look in and see exactly how they operate. But that's not where I wanted to go. Where I want to go is, folks, you better watch your ass. You better watch your ass. Because a lot of stuff that's coming down the pike, I'm not going to mention right here because I'm tired of predicting stuff and y'all ain't doing nothing about it. And I'm tired of predicting stuff and folks want to talk about, well, show me some receipts. Show me some facts. Yeah, you're gonna get your facts, goddamn it. You're gonna get your. I mean, how many of y'all know Bill Duke? I feel like Bill Duke right now when he goes, now you see now, you know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up, don't you? So, folks, let's talk about what you need to do because I'm gonna try to get on up out of here. Stop thinking like you're a victim. Number one, stop playing the fucking victim. See, a gentleman by the name of Steve Harv Eker, he said, playing the victim gives the loser an excuse for losing. Not lose. He said, playing the victim gives the amateur an excuse for losing. Yes, I do, Queen Tina Lee. You know I do. T. Harv Eker said, playing the victim gives the amateur an excuse for losing. Stop playing the victim, folks. Because if you're going to be playing the victim, let me tell you about universal laws. If you want to play the victim or the race card, the universe will keep giving you more reasons to play victim. They're going to give you, the universe will give you other things to play victim about. That's what it does. That's by law. You are actually operating the law of attraction, but you're doing it in a way that's not even beneficial for you. You are voting, just like black folks at the voting poll, you're voting against your own interest. You're thinking against your own interest. You focus too much on what you don't want instead of focusing on what you do want. And secondly, after stop playing the victim, go to work. When I say go to work, I'm not talking about go get a job. What I'm talking about is go to work. You have a gift. God has given each and every one of us a gift, a calling, us a purpose in life. If you're not going to follow your purpose, what's the damn use of you to be on this damn planet? Dr. Martin Luther King said, a man who have not found something worth dying for is not fit to live. So what is your purpose in life? What are you called to do? Because they trick you, they put you in a mindset to keep you in a state of need. The same thing that they're doing over flooding the borders with all these illegal immigrants. Those illegal immigrants would be the new African Americans at the voting poll, because black folks are really starting to wake up and walk away from that liberal and democratic bullcrap. They're starting to wake up. That's why they're bringing these people over the border to replace you at the voting poll. They're bringing people in here in the middle of the night and dropping them off in New York. These folks aren't vaccinated. These folks aren't taking any COVID tests. These folks are not only going to replace you at the voting poll, but they're also going to be your next competition for jobs. They are here to take your jobs. This is what people you vote for, this is what they think about you. And I hope you're damn waking the fuck up. So that's number two. Go to work. If you can cook, you're an entrepreneur. You need to be selling dinners. Sell enough dinners so I can get you enough money so you can get your food truck. They got some used food trucks out there. If you can do hair, you're an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. You gotta start small. If you're a baker, you can bake cakes. You're an entrepreneur. You need to start putting flyers together. Put some cakes on the flyer that you can do. Start putting it out on social media. See, Facebook is good for you to broadcast what your gift is. But you spend too much time tearing each other down, talking a lot of bullshit about other people. Worrying about what celebrity is sleeping with what celebrity. And black folks, Lord, no, don't let me talk about us. We spend too much time talking about side chicks and real niggas. The goddamn TV, damn near the biggest thing in your house, and you ain't got not one book in your house other than a Bible. Not discrediting the Bible, by the way. Change your mindset, change your income, change your zip code in that order. You need a new paradigm. So go to work. Next thing you got to do is surround yourself with people better than you, people who are ahead of you, people who have more than you, people that can help teach you how to get up to the next level. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, if you're hanging around 9 broke people, eventually you'll be number 10. He also said, if you the smartest person in the group, you need to find a new group. And when he said that, people take that the wrong way. When he said that, he doesn't mean being the smartest person in the group amongst people who are trying and doing work and trying to uplift themselves. He's talking about the smartest person in the group, meaning you the smartest one when everybody else don't want to do shit about them, about their life. Why the hell would you want to hang around people like that? Just complaining about life. I don't know anybody on this planet that life does not happen to. It happens to each and every one of us. Life, folks, is %30 what happened to you and 70% how you respond. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that percentage. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. Because life gonna happen to all of us. That's your 10%. How you respond, that's 90% of you getting out of the situation, fixing your situation. You got to be a fixer. Got to be a fixer. So be around people who are better than you, who have succeeded, who are where you want to be. Can you imagine how many wide receivers gets drafted in the NFL? I bet you right now, Jerry Rice will probably tell you how many people who's trying to reach out to him who are wide receivers on getting pointers from him, trying to go to his camp and all that. He used to have a camp. A lot of wide receivers. Terrell Owens used to go to his camp. That's why Terrell Owens belongs in the Hall of Fame, as a football player. Can you imagine a lot of the greats, Michael Jordan, when Kobe got drafted, every time they had games against the Bulls, when Michael Jordan was playing, Kobe used to come over to Michael Jordan and ask him, what should he do? How did he do this? How did he do that? Michael Jordan used to also talk about how Kobe would call him up in the middle of the night and ask him about the game. Folks, let me tell you something. You got to find people better than you and surround yourself with their company. But here's what you got to understand. You can't add quality people to your circle when you have toxic people in there. You can't do that, folks. That's just like trying to make money and excuses at the same time. You can't do both. Either you're going to make money or you're going to make excuses. Both they do not go together. So you can't bring quality people in your circle when you have toxic people in there. You got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. That's because that's the next thing you have to do. Surround yourself with better people, quality people. Les Brown said most people die at 21 and don't even get buried until they're 75. They just been going through the rest of their life, just going through life, stealing air, stealing the oxygen, ain't bringing that one value to humanity. Don't hang with people like that, man. Don't do that. So, folks, I got class tonight. Hello to the Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but hello to you. Thank you for stopping in. So, folks, I want you to do me a favor. Get these likes up, folks. We got people who are watching on YouTube. What's up, YouTube, folks? Thank you guys for stopping in. Get the likes up. Those of you on YouTube, click on the little bell. Click on subscribe. Click the bell to get notified. Do the same for those on Twitch. Thank you who's watching Twitch. Folks, if you don't follow me on Twitch as well, you can go to twitch.com and look up Jay Hunter Lee. You can also look up Jay Hunter Lee on YouTube. Jay Hunter Lee on LinkedIn. And of course, I have a business page, Jay Hunter Lee, as well as my personal page, Jay Hunter Lee. So, but I want to thank you guys for coming in. I want you to do me a favor, guys. You see on the bottom, you see the little scrolling thing where we do ask for a donation, $20 or less, to donate towards our podcast. Doesn't go to me. I'm not interested in your money. I'm okay there. Okay. It's for the podcast. Eventually, I might need a new light. Eventually, I might need a new laptop. Might need a little camera. But that's all it is to keep the equipment up to date. Make sure that we can continue to bring you more content. Please do that if you will. $20 or less. My Cash App is $Jay Hunter Lee. We're not asking for $40, $50. If you send me that, I promise you I will reject it. I'm not asking you for all that kind of money. $20 or less. That's all we're asking for. And pretty soon, folks, I'm gonna be working on giving you a class. I'm gonna do a class down here in Florida pretty soon. The class is gonna consist of helping you launch your business immediately. By the time we finish our class, your business will be launched. Will be launched. Once I finish that curriculum, I'm gonna let you guys know when we're gonna do that, so you guys can come to this class. I don't want no more than 20 people. I don't like, for some reason, folks, I'm not into this big crowd thing. I'm not into that, to be honest with you. 20 people or less, I might go 30. It depends on how many people are really adamant about showing up to this class. But I will be doing that pretty soon. You will have your business launched by the time we finish. Okay? By the time we finish. I'm going to show you how you can get all the resources you need to start your business. Your flyer, your logo, we're going to do all of that. All of that is going to be done in this class when I do it, okay? You don't have to learn how to make a logo, but one will be made. I'm going to show you how you can get that done, okay? So with that being said, folks, the next thing I'll ask you to do is to share the video. If this video wasn't helpful to you, that's okay. It's not for everybody. Only those who get what I'm saying. That's okay. So share it anyway, because you know somebody this video may help. You know somebody who needs to be an entrepreneur and needs to start making their own money. You know someone like that. I'm pretty sure everyone does. So if this has been helpful, please put that in the comment and say, thank you, this has been helpful. I really appreciate that if you can do that. And last but not least, I want you to do me the biggest favor of all. And you know what that is? That, my friend, is to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you and the world needs you. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. See you soon.